Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Object 261. It's the Tier 10 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the southwest spawn of Karelia, and it's under the command of Photobomber. Yes, we haven't seen him for a while, but he has been busy and he's been playing. Well, he's got an 18cm howitzer capable of doing 800 alpha and penetrating through 45mm of armor with a 9.5 meter burst radius, so 20 meters basically anywhere in that region and somebody's going to get hurt. Standard reload time is 30.68, and we can see Photobomber's got it down to 25.89, so he's not a few seconds off. It's one of the fastest firing tier 10s. Well, he probably is actually the fastest firing tier 10, but it's a lot of fun as well. And you can run out of ammunition because you don't get that many rounds. Only 20. And that's very few indeed. Okay, starting off this game by aiming for the TD position. There's nearly always somebody hides behind that rock. So he's fired around it just in case somebody was there. Another option, of course, is to fire at the horseshoe. But on this occasion, we can see that our guys didn't go to the horseshoe straight off. And an STB-1 got there before anyone else. And as a problem, because, of course, without any spotting, he wouldn't have been able to get around in there. Rounds out in the 279E. Direct hit. Good strike. 282. Knocked off one of the tracks. Yeah, 279E's responded by saying, I don't want to be here, it's too open. So he's trying to get under cover quickly. Unfortunately, there isn't very much cover except from directly behind those rocks. And at the moment, he doesn't want to go there. Rounds out in the Cranvarn. Well, it hit the ground, but it could have damaged the Cranvarn anyway. Now, as one of you may know, I do tend to give little tips on Arty. And one of those tips is actually to try and hit as many enemy vehicles as you can during a battle, because it means that there's a good chance you might get a Confederate medal. And Confederate medals are important because it means you bump up your XP score and you also bump up your credits at the end of the game. He gets another direct hit on the 279E, and the stun gives him some stun assist. Yes, there's a very good reason for getting lots of Confederate medals, because of course it not only improves your score, but it actually can make playing tier 10 profitable, because of course you're not firing premium rounds all the time. Rounds out. Another direct hit, 303. That 279E is probably thinking that he's being focused on, but it's only because he's actually available. He's made himself in a position where it's possible to get shots on him. If you're clever, you would actually use positions where you can't be shot at, or not easily at least. Over on the other end of the map at the north end, we've got a Super Conqueror and a 60 TP. Fires at the Super Conqueror. Only got some splash, but oh yes, he picked up loads of stun assist and damage assist. He tracked the guy, and the Super Conqueror got taken out, so he benefits. Now, you may have noticed that the 60 TP that was accompanying that Super Conqueror has actually gone into hiding behind the rocks now. But we're looking at where the Cranvarn was last seen. Rounds out straight away. Anticipating that the Cranvarn was probably there. The enemy just lost their 279E. That was the same tank that Photobomber was punishing. He's gone, and the 705's gone, and now they've lost the STB-1 there as well. So the enemy are now 4 tanks down on our score. Rounds out the Cranvarn again. Direct hit. No explosion. Indicates that it definitely hit the target, but we won't get an idea of how much damage he did until later on in the game. Now, you'll notice that Photobomber's actually selected some extra egg chi, the non-stun variety, and also 1 round of armor piercing as well, just in case. Sometimes those armor piercing rounds can be very, very effective indeed. But we've lost sight of the Cranvarn, and our guys are not moving forward. They should be at this point, really. They should be looking for the enemy. Photobomber's marked the ground to say that's where I'm looking. Oh, and there's the Cranvarn again. Another direct hit directly on the turret face. Gets stunned, he pulls back. He is technically a one-shot. I think some of those tanks are now realizing they can move up. And there goes the Cranvarn. Probably taken out by a shot to the hull, but Photobomber got the benefit from the stun assist because he was stunned at the moment he was taken out. Okay, they've got a BZ75 going up onto the horseshoe to try and escape our guys. And there is an enemy tank on the horseshoe itself, an Object 430, but Photobomber's looking at that TD position. Changes his mind because there's a batch at 25 ton. I go to the horseshoe right now because there's obvious targets on the horseshoe. Instead, he fires at the batch at 25 ton, who's unspotted. The reason I go to the horseshoe is because our guys are actually within a very short distance of them, and they're about to overcome the tanks on the horseshoe. But he's aiming towards the north now because the Sheridan's been spotted just at the north end of the marshy area. Rounds out. Direct hit. Another one, 393. Again, this is helping him to get towards that Confederate. You often see Artys come out of battles with Confederates, mainly because we can't wipe out enemy tanks with one shot because of our RNG works against us. We rarely get a full roll or a full penetrating shot, and yes, things like that happen where the enemy tank dodges the shell and manages to move out of the way. You can see we lost a few tanks, I think, trying to get onto the horseshoe, and now we've got two enemy tanks together, a Bobject and a Strib 103B, and that's a very bad move by them because now Photobomber's can take advantage of that. Rounds out. I'm certain that that damaged both of them because it took 216 hit points off the Strib, but the Bobject was only a short distance away when he fired, and so he's probably hit both of them with that one round. Sometimes you aim for a spot between the two tanks and you damage both, but sometimes, occasionally, you can aim for one target, hit that target, but the splash is enough to take out the other enemy target. My very first Bombardier happened that way. I aimed for one target, hit the target, and the little tank that was sitting next to it had so little hit points that he was wiped out as well at the same time. Up on the horseshoe, the 430 meets his doom. The enemy have been clawing tanks back because they're only 2 down on our score at the moment. They've just lost their BZ75, which means now they're 3 tanks down. Our advance is slowing in the north. That Sheridan's just gone down. And a Guerrilla 15. He's missing a few hit points. Now that might be a few of Photobomber's shots that actually were on target. And that's definitely on target because that hit the Guerrilla. At least we think it hit the Guerrilla. We'll have a quick look at the teams. Well, we know that the other 2 tank destroyers are on the other side of the battlefield. So, yes, that must have been the tank that was hit at that particular point. Okay, the Bobject's very low on hit points now. One shot in the right spot, and he's out again. Rounds out. Unfortunately, it wasn't close enough to actually get the kill. Going back to this Guerrilla. Ouch. He just took out our E100. Now, if we can stun him, he's just fine. He's in reload. The T100LT and the Object 268 version 4 on our team are getting very close. So if you can get a round in there, rounds out. Well, that was very good. 200 hit points, but the Bobject hit the Guerrilla at the same time, and he is now in reload, and here comes the T100LT to take him. He's only got a 100mm gun. He rams the Guerrilla in the rear. Guerrilla's intent on that Bobject, and he gets taken out. with 3 up on the enemy now. Striv's gone, 4 up on the enemy. There's only got 3 tanks left. They've got a Batchat 25 ton, the object on their enemy team who's just come up that corner, and now's the time to try and get a shot that can take him out. Okay, line it up, grabs out. Yes, he got him. And a direct hit at that. Now the only enemy tanks are that Batchat and the Object 261 on the enemy team. I think their Batchat's about to die as well. He's being harried and chased by TVP T5051, who gets him with a shot in the rear. And that's it. The game's over. Here's the end of battle result, and that was a first ace tanker for Photobomber in the Object 261. Congratulations on breaking your duck of aces. Now you've got it. And he also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He got 15, and he did get a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. He kept the punishment going in, whittling away their hit points, making it easier for his teammates to get the victory or take the kills. And his win rate from that one was 3,494. I'm sure he's pleased about this result. Let's have a look at that team score. Well, there you go. 3,924 hit points was the highest damage on the team, but it wasn't the highest damage overall. That Greta 15 managed 4,812 hit points, but it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he didn't get a high caliber out of that game. Second highest damage went to the T100 LT with 3,924. And, of course, he picked up a Confederate as well. And the third highest damage went to the BZ-75 on the enemy team with 3,867. And we can see that there was another tank ahead of Photobomber. He got 3,641 out of that game. In fact, there was 2 players ahead of him. So, in actual fact, he's in 6th place overall on damage. When it came to kills, though, it was the TVP. He got 3 kills out of it, so did the AMX-50B, and 2 kills went to the T100 LT, the Superconch, and I think this is one of the Japanese tank destroyers because they haven't actually got a name for it yet, and the Guerrilla 15 and the Bobject on the enemy team. And we can see that Photobomber only got the 1 kill in that game, but it was the Bobject. When it came to base XP, he's in 2nd place because the Superconqueror managed 979, with Photobomber managed 971, and in 3rd place it was the T100 LT with 952. He fired 17 rounds, so he still had 3 rounds left at the end of the game. 8 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but 18 splash. Damage of 3,641 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 80 of the enemy, killed 1, so there's a 7 difference. And he got 222 hit points of damage assist. That's where he damaged the Superconqueror. It was tracked and then got taken out. And he also got 2,483 hit points of stun assist or 15 stuns. And that's where he got the ace tanker because his scores combined were pretty good, actually. 6,000 combined damage. But it was this stun assist that really tipped him over the edge to get that ace tanker. He earned 15,505 credits from the game. He got 7 bonds because it was tier 10 and 5,827 experience points altogether. But best of all, he's broken his duck. Yes, he's got an ace tanker on this vehicle now, and he'll be working on it to get his 3rd mark of excellence. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.